Let's freshen up my Frankenplanner for July. Hi everyone, this is Angie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, I welcome you and I hope you'll stick around. If you're a returning subscriber or viewer, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. Guys, in today's video, we've reached that point of the year where everyone is doing their mid-year planner refresh. I've tried out some new things for the first 6 months of the year. I do have a few small changes I would like to make. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is my current Frankenplanner. We'll be moving into this setup for the month of July. I've got my original planners over here. I've got some new ones over here, and we'll talk about everything as we go through it. If you're not familiar with what a Frankenplanner is, this is where you take bits and pieces of different planners and you put them on a single set of discs to make a planner that works for you. So let's go ahead and hop to it, guys. So we are moving out of my planning thing cover. This was my setup for July. I'm going to take this and set it aside. When I get finished setting up the July, the July, we'll take a walk through it and I'll explain what I'm doing and what my intentions are for each planner. So let me go ahead and put my planning thing planner aside. I'm also going to open up my current Frankenplanner and I'm going to move this over to the side also, and I will be reaching over there to grab things as I need them in order to get this setup going. So the first thing I want to do is let you guys know I did not have a cover that I felt like worked for July. So I pulled these clear frosted covers that I got from Pleasantly Planned a few years ago. Yes, I said years ago. I think it's been a couple of years. I did check her website. These are no longer available, but I am going to be using these for my cover or my planner cover, and then I'm going to be using a KellOfAPlan snap-on cover for my cover. And if you're, familiar with Frankenplanner setups, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and start out by putting these discs on here, and then we'll start building our planner from the ground up. I'm just going to do white and red metal discs this month because I do have a navy cover. I do prefer metal disc because I carry my planner with me daily in my backpack, and I have had plastic discs break on me before, so this is the reason I prefer metal. Now, like I said, I'm using a Pleasantly Planned cover for the first time ever, so I'm not able to provide you with any feedback on my thoughts about this. So I can report back on that as time goes on, but I'm going to go ahead and scoot my snap cover aside and we'll add this at the end. So I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but Pleasantly Planned has had a name change. She is now called So Gracefully Broken. Ooh, this is popping out, y'all. I hope this stays together. I'm going to put this paper in here to kind of block some of the glare. And let me grab this other sheet as well, just till we can get this stabilized. But anyway, I did check the So Gracefully Broken website to see if she had any of these covers, and she did not. But I can report back, I can check and let y'all know whenever this video gets posted. I'll check again and, I'll let you know if that situation has changed. So for now, oh, one more thing, sorry. I also wanted to let y'all know this paper here is from an old Planners Anonymous kit that released in April 2021. It was called Poolside. That kit comes with cardstock papers, so I just took one of their papers and punched it, and so that's what we're going to use since, like I said earlier, I don't have a regular cover. All right, so let's go ahead and hop to it. I am going to be reaching over here to the side to pull things off of my current June Frankenplanner, and I'm going to be moving them into my July Frankenplanner, and I'll try to remember to explain as I go. So this is a dashboard that I purchased from KellOfAPlan last year. It was from her seasonal collection, and it matches her seasonal planner. And these are pretty thick and sturdy, so I've been real pleased with these thus far. Okay, so the first planner in my Frankenplanner system, as you may have noticed from this tab, is going to be my work planner. So currently, or for January through June, I've been using the Happy Planner Simply layout. I purchased this at Walmart. This planner did run out in June, so I've got to do something new for July. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this planner. We're going to flip to the back, and I am going to return May and June to this planner. I do refer to this as my shelf planner. And the reason I call it that is because this is the planner that sits on the shelf until I'm ready to pull from it and set up my current month Frankenplanner. So right now I'm just removing May and June from my June Frankenplanner, and I'm putting it back on these discs. And then this planner is going to go on the shelf, and it will stay there until I decide to, I want to get it out and review it. I do save my planners. I like to reflect back on what's been going on. So that now that I've put May and June in here, this planner is done, y'all. It's over and done with. So I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to pull from my new planner stack. So if you guys are aware, Heather from KellOfAPlan did recently have a work planner collection, and I am going to be changing into this. So this is the cover. These are the inside pages, and this is an undated planner. Your tabs are labeled for specific months, but everything within the section is undated. So I'm going to pull the header, or not header, the beginning pages from here, and I'm going to add them to my planner in my work section, and I will fill these out. We may fill out the name page on screen, on camera, when we get to that point at the end of all this. So for right now, I'm going to flip back here to the July divider, and I'm going to pull all of the pages for the month of July. And I'm not going to rearrange my tabs or anything. I'm just going to leave the planner like it is. And maybe towards the end of the year, I may decide to rearrange those pages. And we will take a closer look at this at the end of the video when we come back and walk through. So for my work planner, I keep the current month only because I do also keep a digital planner on my computer. I've got a lot of tasks list and things on my work calendar, so it's not necessary for me to keep more than 1 month at a time in my Frankenplanner. Okay, so next up in my Frankenplanner is what I refer to as my catch-all. Again, I'm pulling one of the seasonal dashboards from the KellOfAPlan collection, and that collection came with tab labels, but there wasn't anything specifically referred to as catch-all, so I just put a personal tag on it. And for this planner, I will bring over my name page and my perpetual calendar. And in my catch-all, I like to keep last month, which will be June. So let's actually pause for a moment and pull my shelf planner. I'm using the Happy Planner Fruit and Flora. This is an 18-month planner that I picked up on clearance last year. So I'm going to flip back in here and open this up to August. I need to return some pages. Actually, we're going to go to the July pages, because last month when we set up my Frankenplanner, we added the July calendar only, not the entire month. So let's move forward now. Okay, so in the catch-all, like I said, I like to keep last month, this month, and next month. So it's time for May to come out and go back on its the shelf planner discs. And sorry if y'all can't see that, but trust me, I am putting those pages back. Okay, I'm going to move June from my current catch-all, because in July, this will be last month. I'm also going to bring over the 2 pages of the July calendar that I pulled from my shelf planner. I like to pull the 2-page monthly so that I can notate things for the future month, you know, as we're going along. So now that I've got my July calendar in here, I need to add my July pages. And then I also need to add my 2-page August calendar. And that'll be just for future reference. So next month when we set up August, then I'll come in here and I'll pull the August pages. Okay, so I'm going to set my shelf planner aside. We are finished with this one for now. And we will go ahead and turn these pages over and we will add the August calendar. Okay, now we are moving into my social media planner. And in this planner, I also like to keep last month, this month, and next month. So I'm going to go ahead and pull over my shelf planner. I'm using the KellOfAPlan dashboard planner. This is the seasonal planner. This is why it matches these dividers in here. So I am going to flip this to August just so that I know where I need to put my pages. I'm going to scoot this over just a little bit so we have a little more room here. Okay, I'm going to pull my dashboard from my current Frankenplanner or my June Frankenplanner and add it to my July Frankenplanner. And then I'm going to pull these sheets I have in the front. So I was keeping these sheets for a YouTube loop group, but it looks like I'm ready to take out the pages that were related to June. So I'm going to put those here in my social media planner. And I'm just going to flip those over. But I'm going to keep the 4th Wednesday schedule because this is for July, October, and December. So I do want to keep that in the front. And we'll talk about the YouTube loop group when we do our review. Okay, I'm also going to pull out the last Wednesday schedule along with the Reel Tag Team schedule. I did not participate in the Reels Tag Team, but I did have the schedule handy just in case I was able to jump in on that, but unfortunately it did not work out. Okay, so this is the title page for my KellOfAPlan social media dashboard planner. I'm going to reach in to my June Frankenplanner and remove the month of May, and I'm going to put it back into my shelf planner. That one is really thick. I am also going to pull out this extra little section. This was an addition that I just started in May. It's going to go in here as well. These are pages where I track my affiliate tasks that I need to be performing throughout the month for KellOfAPlan. I'm going to bring the month of June over because that will be what we're calling last month. And I'm going to put it in my July Frankenplanner because I do like to refer back to the previous month. I will also bring over the little June additional section that I added for tracking affiliate tasks. And now we're ready to add July. So last month when I set up my June Frankenplanner, I brought over the July monthly pages. So now I need to bring over the July guts. So I'm going to reach back into my shelf planner and grab those guts. They're actually sitting up here in front of May now because I got a little ahead of myself. So in the KellOfAPlan planner, your months are dated and your weekly pages are dated, but it doesn't tell you at the top of the page which month it is. So that's something I usually add myself. Okay, let's put shelf planner back aside. We've got our full month of July in here now. And I'm going to bring over that little addition from, and these were some Happy Planner sheets from a Happy Planner Undated Monthly. But for August, I've decided that in this Happy Planner, there were only 4 months, so I have now used 2. But I realized I've got an undated monthly calendar from KellOfAPlan. This was in the Lemon Love box last year. So I've decided I'm going to bring this over. I must have it upside down. Yeah. I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to use this for tracking my August KellOfAPlan affiliate tasks. And the reason there's no cover on here is because currently it's on my June Frankenplanner. So at the end of this setup, we will replace those covers because I don't want this to get damaged. Okay, that's going to be for August. So now we need to come into the shelf planner and actually add the 2 weeks. Or I'm sorry, not the 2 weeks, the monthly calendar for August, because this will be a future calendar. And we'll put that in front of my little monthly that I'm going to use for pre-planning those August releases. Okay, so we are now finished with the social media planner that is my shelf planner. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm also going to set this aside. Actually, I'm going to put it over here to the side so I don't remember to put those covers on there. So far we've had 2 changes to my lineup. We are doing something different with work because that planner added, and we're doing a little something different with social media by adding the Lemon Love box. So now let's move on to my next section, which is gratitude and hand lettering. So again, I'm going to pull my dashboard from my June Frankenplanner. Again, this is a KellOfAPlan seasonal dashboard set. And I've got another change coming, y'all. So, you know, in the past, I have complained. I've been using the Happy Planner horizontal planner. I feel like this paper has just been a little too thin for my liking. So even though this is an 18-month planner that goes through December 2025, I've decided it's time for me to change this up a little bit. So I'm going to reach into my my June Frankenplanner, and I'm going to pull out my name page, and I'm going to put it back in this planner here. And we're going to get this shelf planner back together and ready to be retired. I may reach for it in the future for, you know, some reason or another, but at this time, I don't have any current plans to do that. So I'm going to pull May from my June Frankenplanner. Normally in my hand lettering planner, I like to keep last month and the current month. So that's why there's no need for May. Now I will go ahead and put June in my July planner, just because, like I said, I do like to reflect back. So that will stay here for now. So I guess actually I can't retire this thing completely until I've returned June to it. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside. That was the that's the Exotic Floors planner by the Happy Planner. Okay, so the change up for this one is KellOfAPlan recently had a 40% off sale on her Faith Planner. Now, the Faith Planner is her only planner that is in a horizontal layout. But the beauty of it is completely undated. You can see the tabs are blank. The monthly is blank. Sorry if I'm a little out of frame over here. But the monthly is blank, and then you've got your horizontal layout. So I purchased this, like I said, on the 40% off sale, and I'm going to be bringing that over. So I'm going to grab the first month out of here. Since it's undated, it doesn't matter. And I will label this whenever I start my July, whenever I get that monthly done. But I do also want to bring over this header page and the little pages that are in the front. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside. I do have a video on my channel that was a small shop haul, and that planner is in that video if you want to have a closer look at it. Now I'm going to get back up here to the front of my gratitude section, and I'm going to add these pages up here. I always like to have my name page in the front. All right, so the next planner in my Frankenplanner is a section for reading. So I had purchased the KellOfAPlan reading planner. This is a beautiful planner. I did not pull the monthly and weekly pages out of it. Instead, pardon the noise, I'm bringing my dashboard over. I forgot to do that. Instead, I just pulled out the book club pages, and I had been keeping that in my Frankenplanner. But actually, guys, I just realized I don't need to add this. This is another change to my July Frankenplanner, or my mid-year Frankenplanner, I should say. I'm going to remove the reading section, so I do not need this divider in here currently, or this dashboard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach into my June Frankenplanner, and I'm going to remove the book club pages, and I'm going to put them back on their discs. I have not been reading as much as I had hoped. I've gotten busy with a lot of other things. I am still listening to audiobooks. I'm just not tracking them like I thought I would. So we're going to set reading aside. This is going to go on the shelf because it is an undated planner. There is absolutely no waste. I can come to this planner anytime I want. So we're going to put this aside, and it's going to go on the shelf with my other shelf planners. Okay, so we've made our way to my final planner that goes in my Frankenplanner. And this is my, it's labeled as budget, but it's really just for bill tracking. I do keep a digital budget, so I don't really need a full-on budget planner. I do like to keep the pages in here though, so that I can keep up with when my auto deducts are coming through, or when I've paid a bill. So I do want to keep this one in here. And for budget, I like to keep last month, this month, and then I will keep the 2-page calendar for next month. So the planner that I'm using for this one is an 18-month dashboard layout by the Happy Planner. It's called Breathe, Live, Explore. This one ends in December. This planner started out as a social media planner at the beginning of the year, but since I have moved on to the KellOfAPlan dashboard planner, I did not have a need for this one anymore, so I've converted it to bill tracking. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to return May to the shelf planner. I'm pulling it out of my June Frankenplanner and returning it to the shelf planner because I don't need May anymore. I am going to bring June over because, like I said, I do like to reference, you know, and look for changes, see where, you know, where we're overspending and stuff. So we're going to keep June in here. Now we're going to add the July pages, or I'm sorry, before I do that, I need to bring over the July calendar. It's in my June Frankenplanner. So this is the 2-page calendar for July. And now I will add the July pages. And I also want to add my 2-page August calendar. Okay, and now we can return this planner to the shelf until I'm ready to pull from it next month. All right, so we have made it to the final section in my KellOfAPlan. Sorry guys, I'm getting tongue-tied. In my June Frankenplanner, and I had a little hobby section in here. It didn't have a lot in it, just a little crochet tracker, and I had this dashboard in here to separate that off. But I'm going to pull this out because I hadn't been referring to it like I thought I would. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return my little crochet pages to this Happy Planner sewing notebook. And I've just got some pages in here. This is where I'll keep up. Y'all are going to think this sounds crazy, but I have to keep up with my yarn inventory. So I've got all my yarn inventory in here. and different projects that I'm working on. So I have been crocheting. I'm working on a birthday blanket as well as a baby blanket. I just did not color in the little sheet here like I thought I would. So this one's going to go back on the shelf. We're not going to keep that in my Frankenplanner. I can reach for it anytime I want to, so I'm okay with that. I don't feel like I'm missing anything by pulling that out. And then the only thing left in my June Frankenplanner are just a few little note pages here in the back. So I will go ahead and bring those over, and I'll just stick them in the back behind my budget planner here. And that will complete the planners that are in my July Frankenplanner. So I did want to go ahead and pull the discs off of these notebook covers. I do like to use notebook covers for my planner covers. I just have to remember to, that they do need to be put back together. So those covers belong on this Lemon Love monthly planner here. So let's get these back on. Sorry for the glare, but if I don't do this now, it'll probably just get set on my bookshelf, and I may not look at it. And I don't want to take a chance on messing up these pages. Okay, so this is going to go back with my shelf planner, and we'll pull from it next month when we set up August. I will put these discs back into my collection. All right, so now I think we're ready to add our KellOfAPlan covers for the outer cover. And then we'll be ready to take a walk through and see how everything came out. So this is one of the newer KellOfAPlan snap covers. This one is called Denim Blue. This was in a recent release. I love this deep navy. Now, when I knew that she was going to have a denim blue, I really thought it would be a much lighter. So I was real happy to see that it is dark. And these are just some vegan leather covers. I like these. They're really nice. I've also got a pin for this month. I don't know if y'all can see these crystals in here. This is a Planners Anonymous kit. It's also from this poolside kit. So I'm going to add this to my little pin loop here. And now I think we'll be ready to take a walk through this planner. So once again, this is going to be my Frankenplanner setup for the month of July. I'm not going to do separate videos on what my lineup is or setting up the different planners. I just wanted to include this as part of my regular monthly Frankenplanner setup. So like we said before, this is the KellOfAPlan snap cover. This color is called Denim Blue. It has a silver snap. I have used a couple of her snap covers in the past. They are very sturdy. I've never had a problem with the snap coming undone. So I'm loving these. And also they're not real thick, so they don't take up too much space in my backpack. These are Happy Planner discs. These are the classic size. And those are in, of course, white and red. Okay, so moving on, I've got this clear frosted cover on here that I purchased from Pleasantly Planned a couple of years ago. I did check her website, which if you type in pleasantlyplanned.com, it will automatically take you to the renamed website, which is so gracefully broken. I did check. Currently, she's only got some stickers on there, so unfortunately, this is not available at this time. But in the past, she not only had the clear frosted covers, but she also had top tab dashboards and side tab. So yeah, anyway, so let's move on. Okay, this paper here is a piece of cardstock paper that was in the Planners Anonymous April, I think it was April 2021 kit. That kit was called Poolside. That's also where this pen is from. And this was an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I cut it down to 7.5 by 9.5 because I wanted it to be slightly smaller than the cover, but I wanted it to be bigger than my planner pages. Okay, so now we're going to move into my actual Frankenplanner. This is my work section. I'm using a KellOfAPlan dashboard. This is the new KellOfAPlan work planner. I think I want to go ahead and put my name in here. So I'm going to use a Marby Yoshida color and brush marker for this. And I did check their website. These pens are currently available in a 4-pack of multicolors for $3.03. So if y'all are interested in kind of a medium brush tip pen, I recommend the Marby Color N. I really like these pens. So I just thought I would choose the green one to kind of pull out some of these colors here. Whoops. Okay, probably could have done a better job on that, but it's okay. All right, so anyway, we've got my name page now. We've got my name on my name page in my new KellOfAPlan work planner. So let's go ahead and have a look at some of these pages. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time because I do have a full detailed flip through video of the complete work collection, but I will go ahead and show y'all these pages. So this is a 12-month work planner. It is undated. It comes with a yearly overview. It's got a tracker for PTO, earned and used. It's got contact information, password trackers, and then a running task list. And this is kind of like an annual task list. It's not a monthly. So this is where we'll get into the monthly section. So your divider is double-sided. It is labeled for a particular month, but all of the pages within the month are blank. So you've got a monthly overview. You've got your monthly calendar, which I will have to date this and label it for July 2025. And then you've got weekly plans, and you get, I think, 5 pages of these. And this is a really thick paper. And then in the back, you've got a monthly recap. So now we're moving into my personal section, which I refer to my catch-all. The reason I call this a catch-all is because even though I have different sections in my Frankenplanner, I sometimes will maintain notes regarding to several different areas of my life in this catch-all planner. So my catch-all is really my at a glance to see where everything's going on. And then I've got my individual sections for more details. So this is the Happy Planner Fruit and Flora collection. I'm only keeping I'm keeping last month, and then I've got this month. You can see I've already got a few things on here. We'll go over this in my pre-planning video that will be coming up soon. And this is a vertical layout. It's completely neutral, which is what I love because I like to use different colored discs every month, and I like to decorate fully. If you see my Plan With Me videos, you know I'm team use all the stickers. And then I've also added the August calendar, but I did not add the August pages. Okay, next up in this Frankenplanner is going to be my social media section. I've got this paper in here. This is the YouTube Loop group, which is hosted by Creatively Lisa Marie. She is on YouTube, Instagram. She's on all the platforms, but she has designed a group of, or she's put together a group of YouTube people. I'm one of those people. And as we're able, we will create a YouTube video based on the theme that she has chosen for the 4th Wednesday of the month. So she has a different theme for every Wednesday. And I have not been able to jump in on these yet. I'm hoping that I can get in on this July 3rd or 23rd. But anyway, you'll start out on Lisa Marie's YouTube channel, and she will have a link in her description box that will prompt you to the next YouTuber in the Loop group, and you'll watch that person's video. They will leave a description or a link in their description box for the next person in the loop. And so as you work your way through all the videos, you're discovering potentially some new YouTubers, some new planning styles, and eventually you'll wind up back on Lisa Marie's channel. And when you get back to her channel, then you've completed the group. So, or the loop. So it's a really neat way to discover some new YouTubers and see some different planning styles. You never know what might strike a chord with you. So from there, I've got my name page. I never did put my name in here. I will have to do that. I need to find the perfect pen though for that. Okay, so that one just has a yearly overview, and then we get into our monthly section. I'm going to turn past that because I do have some things in there that y'all are not allowed to see yet. And then we've got July, and in this planner, it is a dashboard. So you've got a blank page over here. You've got your dated pages on this side. I love having the ability to decorate however I want over here versus having those prompts that are already pre-selected by the Happy Planner. So that's one reason I love this KellOfAPlan planner. Also, this paper is like 90 or 93 pounds, so it's really thick and smooth. It's great for, you know, pens. Okay, I've got a little July section in here. This is going to be for planning out my affiliate tasks. And then I've got the August tab divider. It's double-sided. This is what's the currently page in the KellOfAPlan dashboard. We've got the monthly, and you know, that's for future looking ahead. And then I added this little section from the Lemon Love box. That box came with a monthly planner. So this is my first time to use that one, but it's a double-sided divider. You've got a currently page. You've got an undated monthly, and I like that this does have some color on the page because this is not something that I would decorate. Instead, I just need to add the month and the year and date it, and then it's ready to go. It's also got this overview for the full month of different things you've got going on. This is also the really heavy paper. And then you've got just your weekly pages are just these lined pages. And I like that because, you know, I can list out whatever I need to as far as my task list, what I need to do for each release, etc. So that's going to be fun to try out. Something a little more different, or it's a little different than the undated Happy Planner daily sheets that I used for the last couple of months. Okay, next up is my gratitude and hand lettering planner. We purchased the KellOfAPlan Faith Planner. This was on the 40% off sale. The last I checked our website, this was still available. So if you're interested in picking up a horizontal planner from KellOfAPlan, this is still available. I'm not sure yet what I'll use these pages for. You've got prayer request here. Oh yeah, I confused myself for a minute. I was thinking, what is this Happy Planner thing doing in here? So these are my June Happy Planner pages. We're just going to flip past that. This is going to be my July monthly. You can see the tab is not labeled, and this is also not dated. So I will have to date this whenever I start to set this up for the month of July. And these are what the weekly pages look like. You've got that nice thick paper. In the Happy Planner, it starts with Monday and your note section is down here. So that's the only difference in this one, is that the note section is over here this time. So I'm looking forward to using this for the month. Okay, and then my last section is my budget planner. And this is just for bill tracking and, you know, things like that. Nothing too major. And then I've got a few little pages of note paper in the back. I've got that back cover to the Not Play Anything, So Gracefully Broken, previously known as Pleasantly Planned, frosted cover. And then we've got the back of my KellOfAPlan snap cover, and it's got the debossing here. Sorry, it's got some little flakes on it. I don't know what that is. Probably whiteout flakes, because I use whiteout over here at this desk. But anyway, yeah, guys, that is going to be my July setup for my Frankenplanner. It does feel a little bit thinner since I took out that reading planner and my little hobby section. So yeah, I'm anxious to get into this one this month. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for my July setup. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer any questions for you. If I'm not able to get to those questions right away, I'm sure someone else in the community can. So yeah, that is going to do it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go on and hit that subscribe button so you can be on the lookout for how I'm going to be using these planners. And also, I'll have a pre-planning video where I will choose my decorative themes for a couple of the planners in this Frankenplanner setup. So if you like the video, please go on and hit that like button. Check my description box. I will leave links where available for some of the different items in this video setup. And that is going to do it. So guys, y'all have a great day, a wonderful week, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.